If you know you need an immigration lawyer, how do you know who is right to help you save your green card? I know it can be a difficult decision knowing which lawyer to trust when your life and your future is on the line. We as attorneys don't make it easier for you either, with so many lawyers out there today focusing on different areas of the law and even different areas of immigration. Here's some basic considerations to keep in mind when determining the differences between lawyers and who is the right choice for you for your conditional waiver case. My first suggestion is to choose a lawyer who is willing to represent you and communicate with you in the worst of times. Obviously, your waiver attorney should be experienced in your type of waiver case. Does your attorney know how to respond in emergencies that could affect your case? Has ICE showed up at your house or work site? Is your spouse claiming fraud in the divorce papers or filing for annulment of your marriage based on fraud? Do you need the lawyer to speak with and coordinate with your family attorney who is representing you in the divorce? Have you tried to remove the condition on your residency but ended up in deportation court because your case was denied or your former attorney's appeal was lost? Did your spouse call the police on you or have you falsely arrested? Was your restraining order application denied? You should have an attorney who can respond to you in true emergencies such as these and can help you strategize. This is part of choosing a lawyer who provides excellent service and someone who gets it and who gets you. I know that waiver cases are very personal, and we ask a lot of background, uncomfortable information to make your case unique. You need to be able to trust your lawyer every step of the way. These cases can be very emotionally draining because you have to talk about what went wrong in your relationship and why you're scared to lose your status and what's truly on the line for you to a complete stranger. If you doubt what they're saying from the start and don't feel comfortable sharing with them about your life, move on to another lawyer who you do trust. This is your life. You have a choice. The process for a waiver can be long and difficult. You need someone who can work well with you through the entire process. I also suggest you choose a lawyer who will actually represent you throughout the entire process, as most waivers result in interviews at the original CIS office. Remember, your spouse will not be at this interview, as your spouse doesn't file the waiver case with you if you opt for the waiver as opposed for a joint filing. If you go to a waiver interview by yourself without attorney representation, unfortunately, it's your word against the CIS officer interviewing you. Some people feel confident in doing this alone, but most do not. Choose an attorney who will go with you, not only file your case. It's important to know what you're getting into when you go for your conditional green card interview. Many attorneys will take on the case but will not attend the conditional green card interview at all because it's not profitable use of their time and are only in the business to file the right paperwork for the client. You need to determine when you speak with an attorney how important it will be, specifically for you, your confidence level, and your future, how important it is for you to have an attorney who will be by your side in important moments in your case. Many times waiver interviews are extremely tough because the interviews take place at the local CIS field office where your interviewing officer may not know a thing about abuse, not understand the long-distance relationship, or why even modern marriages can fall apart. Remember, the burden of proving the marriage ended or the reason why the marriage broke down if you are now separated but not divorced is due to factors that are not your fault. It is your burden to prove that. You wanted a lawyer who knows your case back and forward and can respectfully educate the officer, defend your case, demand a supervisor if the officer brings in their biased views into the interview, and will be by your side when you need it the most. Is your attorney willing to travel outside of their city or state to be by your side at your hearing or interview? Also think about a lawyer who offers free educational seminars or trains other lawyers on conditional green card waivers. This person probably knows the ins and outs of complicated family-based immigration, which can help your case. A lawyer who is constantly in the office and is never out in public addressing the needs of the local community is likely out of touch with the most recent concerns and issues that may be of importance to your case. Also choose a lawyer whose practice is primarily devoted to immigration law. Immigration law is a highly complicated specialty of the law. This, combined with the reality that immigration law is constantly changing due to political realities, dictates that any lawyer claiming to be an expert in immigration law cannot possibly devote a large amount of his or her practice to any other area of law at the same time. If you have any doubt that the lawyer you speak with about your case does not devote a large amount of his or her time to the immigration part of their practice, then you should ask them for specific examples of cases they've worked on, the same they claim to know all about. Lastly, I suggest you choose a lawyer who is an active member of the American Immigration Lawyers Association. Determine the likelihood of success for your case before you hire any attorney. Make sure you understand the positives and negatives in your case. It's rare that a case is perfect. You need to be realistic about your chances and what to expect from the process. Use your gut instinct to determine if you are being told everything when you consult a lawyer to determine how strong your case is. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If the lawyer asks little about your case, doesn't share any negatives, or guarantees an outcome, run fast out the door. You need to be able to trust whichever lawyer you are working with. And I hope this information helps you in this very important decision. Good luck. I am an expert in complex family-based immigration cases and have a 98% approval rate for the past 12 years. I am a nationally published immigration author and frequent public speaker on immigration topics. I regularly train other immigration lawyers on complicated marriage and family immigration cases for the American Immigration Lawyers Association, Federal Bar Association, and National Legal Education Providers. I represent clients all over the U.S., traveling to immigration interviews and deportation proceedings. Visit our website, humanrightsattorney.com, for more in-depth information and articles on complex family immigration issues.